Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for tonight's edition of HR Mentorship Learning Series. Today, we'll be looking at a very foundational, important, critical topic, employee well-being as a business strategy. Employee well-being as a business strategy. Our facilitator tonight is Tolulope Elutilo. She will be speaking for the first time on this platform, and we are excited to have her here. We ask you to please pay attention so that we can enjoy this session. As always, we will also encourage us to not hesitate to please share our thoughts, comments, insights, ideas, questions on the chat box as the session progresses. We'll also take comments and feedback at the end of this session. For those of us who may not know her, I'll read about her briefly. Tolulope Elutilo is an experienced people expert with well over 14 years experience both in Nigeria and the United Kingdom. 9 years of this experience has been in human resources. She is currently the lead people and culture at Olusola. I didn't want to use Yoruba to pronounce it. Olusola. Ulusola. Thank you so much. Okay, great. I'll get better at that, I promise. Which is a renewable energy company that deals in solar products with headquarters in Dakar, Senegal. Tolulope is competent in designing systems and structures that align people's strategies with organizational goals and objectives, leading to high-performing teams and organizations. And she has demonstrated history of working in finance, information technology, public relations, and renewable energy sectors. She is also passionate about humanizing workplaces, social impact, building and developing people and organizations through framework of leadership and attitude transformation, organizational behavior, and empathy. She is a strong people and culture professional with a Bachelor's of Science in Insurance from Lagos State University and a Master's in Human Resources from the University of South Wales in UK. She is an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development of UK. She is passionate about traveling, and I hope she will tell me the number of countries she has been to tonight. And she loves to explore different cultures, and she loves dancing. Don't worry, we won't ask you to dance tonight. Hopefully. You have the floor, my sister. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Oluyemi. Thank you, Mr. Oluyemi Adeoshu. Thank you so much for having me. Like you said, it's my first time. I think I'm one of the silent members on the group, HR leadership group. I'm grateful to be here. It's an honor. It's a privilege, and I want to welcome everyone else for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us today, because I understand you can be sleeping or resting or going out with your family. So it's just truly an honor to be here to take such a critical topic at this point in time. We all know that since the advent of COVID, employee well-being has been critical since the advent of COVID. So I will not take so much time. Mr. Oluyemi has introduced myself, so I will not go into that again. So I'll just all right. So I'll just speak about a little bit about our learning outcomes. Today, we are discussing employee well-being as a business strategy, and we are going to understand that the future of work is well-being. We're also going to learn about the 7 pillars of well-being, understand the business case for well-being, employee well-being in Nigeria, understand how to implement an effective employee well-being strategy, learn the importance of measuring and evaluating the impact, right, of a successful well-being strategy, and also about the challenges of implementing employee well-being strategies in Nigeria. Because in the developing countries, well-being is already formed. The advent of COVID made everyone realign themselves. You have departments in countries outside of Nigeria that are focused on well-being. For instance, we have Raja here, Raja Raitel, a group head of diversity and inclusion and well-being. So she's a group head of well. So we have, organizations forming departments that are focused on employee well-being to show how critical that is to a successful organization. And she says that supporting employee well-being should be a priority for every employer. An environment must be created that is enabling, that is positive for employees to thrive and for organizations to prosper. Right now, we know what is going on all around the world. Everyone is going through a lot. The UK, France, Senegal, Nigeria, they're all going through a lot. Business operations are collapsing. So how can you make your business sustainable, right? As a business leader, as an HR leader, how can you support your business leader, your management team to ensure that you have a sustainable organization? We have employees that are burnt out. Employees are exhausted. COVID has tired us out. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but right now, I was never focused about well-being. I didn't even know what well-being was, and everything. I'm the type of person that I drive myself. Today I was working, so I don't understand, rest, ask for help, I didn't understand that until COVID set in, right? And I turned 40 this year. I then knew that my body was not my body when I was in my 20s. You have to take it easy. You have to take it light, right? So these are my amazing colleagues. You can see us having this fitness session. This year, we decided to, take employee well-being serious in my organization. And what is employee well-being? It is the overall physical, mental, and emotional health of your employees, of your personal self, that translates into overall job satisfaction and work-life balance. Gone are the days of having toxic workplaces. Like I said, like Mr. Oluyemi introduced me, I am a champion for humanizing workplaces. In Nigeria, we tend to still, not be so focused on employee well-being. That's why I came with this topic, right? So employee well-being can result to significant opportunities for your organization. We are always talking about revenue, performance, productivity. Employee well-being is your key. At times there are little things, little foxes that break the vine, right? Employee well-being can lead to a healthier workforce, better customer satisfaction and retention, reduced absenteeism. You have less sick calls, people calling in sick. Oh, I'm sick today, I'm not feeling fine. There are some employees that are in the company, but they are not part of the company. They are not engaged. They are burnt out, they're exhausted, they are tired. We saw the advent of, see what we went through in Nigeria of recent, the cash policy situation, the elections. Now, well, first, the increase in diesel price. Now we have the increase in for, like, how much more, how much work can we take, right? If maybe you are that strong, but for me, I've got to do threshold of like, look, I need to rest. I need to focus on my health and my well-being. So how much more can we really take? So employee well-being is the totality of your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and you're going to see other areas of well-being as I move along. All right? So we talk about the future of work. The future of work is not productivity. It's not, sustainability. The future of work is well-being. Well-being translates into productivity, performance, and sustainability of individuals and the organizations. You can see, according to Forbes, 68% of senior HR leaders rated well-being and mental health as a top priority. There's now that awareness and importance of nurturing the mental health of our employees. A summit attended by senior leaders said nearly 70% of organization leaders are offering workplace flexibility. COVID has brought about remote work, right? I hope your organization has adopted remote work, even with these four priorities. So as HR leaders, as business leaders, hopefully we've been able to communicate to our business, our management team about the importance of flexible working. Nearly half are supplemented that these well-being benefits, such as online counseling sessions, training leaders on leadership, and a third are offering online counseling sessions and meditation apps. We also have some, innovations and ideas of having counseling sessions for your staff. Today, employee well-being has expanded beyond physical well-being. Is now financial well-being, social well-being, community well-being, emotional well-being, mental well-being. Employees want the need to be flexible, to take care of their children, to take care of their parents. I stay with my elderly parents. I'm a caregiver for my parents. So imagine me having to think of them and having to deliver on my work as well, right? There's a time one of my bosses, I had my parents, like both of them, they were down, they were sick. And I just couldn't function. The year before, I was the employee of the year. And the next year, my brain just wasn't functioning because I had to take care of my elderly parents. I'm the only girl, I'm the first. I have to take care of them. And thankfully, my MD is a manager that believes in well-being. And he said, Tolu, just take 2 months remote to take care of your parents. Till today, I can't forget such a leader, right? So it is now time for business leaders, HR leaders to evolve. This is not the time to treat employees, in an unkind manner. This is not the time to be disrespectful or be rude because we are a boss, but because we are managers or because we are leaders. We are working with people that have emotions. We are working with people that are dealing with a lot right now, all over the world, like I said, not just Nigeria. So I'll talk about the 7 pillars of well-being. I'll just touch on the 7 pillars of well-being. We have the physical well-being, career well-being, financial well-being, social well-being, community well-being, emotional well-being, purpose well-being. If you can drop in the chats, just drop number 1 for me. If you have decided to start taking your personal well-being, this is not about the organization now, personally, as a human being, you have made up your mind, it's a goal for you this year and beyond to prioritize your well-being. Just drop number 1 for me in the chats. Okay, let's see how many number 1s. I'm dropping number 1. I'm dropping number 1 because right now I'm taking, priority of my personal well-being. So just drop number 1 in the chats. So we move on. Okay. So we talk about the physical well-being. What's physical well-being? Includes ability to exercise, sleep. Most of the time we're not sleeping. We see people, you wake up 4 a.m. You are setting out to the office. You are getting back home. Sometimes 1 in the night, 11 because of traffic. You're not able to sleep. You're getting 2 hours of sleep. I'm talking like this because I've been there. There are times that I barely sleep 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, right? Your overall lifestyle, not asking for help, not creating boundaries, trying to help everyone, trying to do everything at the same time. Your food choices, we are quick to buy gala on the road. We are quick to get Pepsi or cola. How many times do we drink water? How many times do we drink water? Right? There was a time I was constantly taking, I have a sweet tooth. So I love sugar. I'll always take sugar, always take sugar, always take sugar. Oh, no one told me when I landed in the hospital that I should start taking water. Start taking water. Start taking water. Right? I had a people and culture, because in my company, we call it from HR, we transition to people and culture. So I had a people and culture assistant working with me. And I noticed that she was always taking, Coke, Pepsi. And for me, going through what I've gone through, taking sweet drinks and seeing how it affected my health, and now taking water and seeing the improvement in my skin, my health, I started coaching her. Before she left me, by the time she left my organization, she was just drinking water. She said, Tolu, I'm taking water now. I'm taking water now, right? So it's very, very important. What are we eating? We are so quick to eat some unhealthy meals. What are we eating? I know healthy food can be quite expensive, but we can get vegetables. There was a time I was taking vegetable and echo. I was taking it constantly, vegetable and echo, right? Vegetable and echo, because of, just trying to have that healthy lifestyle. So there are things that we can take, fruits, as opposed to taking gala or anything, we can get some fruits to help with our food choices. Forward-thinking organizations are focusing on how to communicate the importance of well-being, because they see the rate of absenteeism, the high level of sickness, HMO rates are going up. Your utilization rate as an organization is very high because your staff, they're always sick. They're always calling in sick, right? So there are habits that we need to start adopting for our physical well-being. We do meetings a lot. Most of the organizations, we are always in a meeting, one meeting or the other, and we are seated. For me, in my organization at Ulu, now we have stand-up meetings. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, we don't have to have meetings for 2 hours. 15, 20 minutes, you stand up, you have your meeting, and you move. There's no reason you're seated for 2 hours, you're living a sedentary lifestyle, it's affecting your health. It's affecting your health. Try and get more sleep. Getting more sleep helps. Like I said, I'm committed to my well-being. I don't know about anyone else. I've started learning how to sleep. Like sleep, really sleeping, and stop not thinking about, oh, I need to work on this, I need to prepare this proposal, I need to take care of my, no. Making time for myself. Self-care, right? So getting more sleep, tracking what and when we eat. You see more, you see your workers, you see yourself more active, more vibrant, contributing more, your brain is functioning well. There's something called brain fog. Brain fog. Your brain is just blank. Not that you're not smart, not that you're not intelligent, not that you can't contribute to meetings. Oh, you're tired. You're tired, you're burnt out, right? So we move to the next one, career well-being. It gets to a stage. When you're applying for jobs, you're applying, you want to build a career. You build a career that you enjoy. You're not just working to pay your bills. Yes, bills are very great, but you build a career that you enjoy. Currently in my organization, I'm working with Ulu. My organization is a social impact organization whereby we provide solar, alternative energy to those in the rural areas, right? When it comes to solar fan, solar lighting system, we know obviously the issues with electricity. I'm someone that I don't like when I don't have lights. I need to have light 24/7. So when I got the offer of this job, right, I wasn't looking at the salary. I was looking at the fact that I'm working with an organization that their social impact, their mission and vision is to provide light, right? So that instead of people in the rural areas, children reading with the candles, we have a Pico light we can install in your 3-bed apartment, and you have lights to read. Instead of using the candle, you have a solar TV, we have solar inverters. Right now, with fuel price going up, all of this going up, you know that it's going to be a big move when it comes to transitioning to solar. So I didn't want a job that I didn't just want to pay bills and die. I wanted to make an impact in my career. That's even one of the reasons why I took a course, a master's in human resources. Human resources is beyond firing people or hiring people. It is developing people, building them up, empowering them, working with the management team to drive people-centered, people-oriented strategies, not toxic policies, right? Not toxic policies, humane policies for your employees. humane policy, treating them like human beings, not that you just pay them to work for you. Their fathers, their mothers, their sisters, right? So it's very, very important that, because we start rethinking as business leaders, as HR leaders, we start rethinking how we do our work. Talents are migrating. We've heard of the jackpot syndrome. People have 3 jobs. So if you don't, your organization is not coming with a correct package, right? You're still asking people to come 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, through the traffic, when they can work in their house remotely, work from America, work from Canada remotely, right? There's a war for talent. There are positions that at times to recruit takes a long time to recruit. I'm sure that the HR leaders are here and business leaders can attest to that. So having, good compensation, work-life balance is very important. Now, this is 2023, right? This is 2023. The era of, okay, you're working and you are working 11 p.m. and you're working, that era, people are taking time and saying, look, please, I need to close. That's what is going on. So putting in place policies, strategies that can help you retain your employees, can help you develop them, promote them. Some people have been on levels for years. They've not been recognized. They've not been promoted, right? It is difficult now to get a new employee from out there. It will cost you more to recruit from outside. So now there's a disruptive way of working, and then business leaders, HR leaders, even employees themselves, employees are not left out. We are all employees. We need to get on board, okay? We come to financial well-being. Anyone drop in the chat room, if when you get a credit alert, immediately that sickness in your body disappears. Who doesn't like money? I like it. Drop number 2 in the chat room that you like money. Immediately, at times, you'll be feeling one headache or one body pain, and you get one alert. And immediately you are well. So financial well-being is very, very important. Knowing that you have financial security helps you to think, to function. Employees have said the employee who experience financial stress are distracted in the workplace. They've not paid school fees. They're thinking. They've not paid their house rent. How are they supposed to be productive? How are they supposed to function? I've had, I'm a very hands-on HR whereby I have my employees come to me with their personal challenges and I listen to them. And I look for ways to help them. I put myself in their shoes. I draw empathy. So we all need to be empathetic. Every one of us, kind, respectful. People are going through a lot. People are looking for, I got, before it was announced that there was going to be a fuel subsidy removal, my landlord increased my rent by 50%. 50%. I know the apartment I'm staying, how much it's costing me, and I have to pay 50%. That is outside of my transportation. What I'm going to spend on transport every day, right? And I'm supposed to come to work and deliver a powerful presentation. I'm supposed to come to work and sell excellently well. So supporting your employees as business leaders, as HR leaders, even HR, we need help. As HR, we also need help, right? So we can always come up with different ways to support. We can have salary advance policies, loan opportunities, transport allowance, staff lunch, just to cushion the effect. I know that, even businesses are also struggling, right? So I'm not saying that, your business has to be buoyant for you to be able to implement employee well-being strategies. You can be on a tight budget and still be able to implement fantastic strategies for your employees and for the organization as a whole. There are cost-effective ways, strategies which we'll discuss that you can just implement for when it comes to financial well-being of your employees. Right along, these are my amazing colleagues once more. Yes, that is us at ULU, having fun, social well-being. We try as much as possible. Working in an environment that is positive is very important. I can't explain the importance of an environment free of gossip, backbiting, politicking, pull-me-down syndrome, bullying, working with a manager or a leader that is empathetic, that cares about you is priceless. Working with colleagues that love on you, that care for you is priceless, I tell you. Building meaningful relationships at work, personally, in your work life is priceless. It reduces stress. You have people to talk to. Right? It reduces absenteeism because you are eager to come to work. You have a work buddy that you can speak to. It reduces presenteeism, whereby presenteeism is a situation whereby you are in the office, you are physically present, but you are disengaged. You're not working, you're not concentrating, you're not focused, right? So building that strong, you don't necessarily have to be friends with everybody in the workplace. You don't have to like everybody in the workplace. Everybody will not like you in the workplace, but your spirit will connect. Your spirit will connect to one or two people that you flow with. You have the same mindset in the workplace. You can evolve into greater relationships. Like those that have worked with me, like I said, I'm the lead of the HR team in Nigeria. We have headquarters in Dakar, and I have, lovely, lovely team members that work with me. Some of them have left, and we still have that connection. One of them is in Canada. She sent me a message. She has a baby boy, she sent me beautiful pictures of the baby boy. I wanted to bite his cheeks. He was so gorgeous and stunning. But I've built a meaningful relationship with her. So that's why from Canada, she can send me the picture of her baby boy, right? So it's very, very important. You just connect, not everybody. It's one or two people that your spirit speaks to. Very important to have that social well-being. It also helps you. And we talk about community. This is also a picture from my organization. Like I said, we're a social impact organization focused on those in the rural areas, providing light, electricity, renewable energy for them. So I love my company. So if I'm talking about it, yeah. So community well-being. As an organization, as a business leader, as an HR leader, what is your CSR activity? Can you go to the motherless home? We have Modupe Cole is not far. We have so many NGOs that we can support. I remember during the flood situation whereby everyone was flooded. Some of our employees were affected in Bayelsa. We're in 24 states. So we have people affected in Bayelsa, in Edo, in Rivers State. And we came together, to help them, to provide relief support to them. So that's an organization I want to be part of. That's an organization I want to be a part of that is compassionate to provide relief, resources, financial help to those that have been displaced, to those that are struggling, right? So it's very, very important as leaders, as we're implementing this employee well-being strategy, that we consider also the community well-being, okay? Because of time, emotional well-being. Mental health is big right now. Prioritizing your mental health. You don't wait for your organization or your HR to help you do that. Prioritize your own mental health. And as business leaders, as HR leaders, prioritize your mental health as well. Business leaders are also going through a lot. HR professionals are also passing through a lot. Everyone is passing through a lot. So you can't say, this is everybody here, right? So supporting employees' mental health also helps increase productivity, organizational performance, stress levels of your organization. You have to take note of that. Some people, they're finding it difficult to sleep. They're addicted to substance. I found out that in the Yaba psychiatric, the number of young people there addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, is getting higher and higher and higher. And we're in Nigeria, in this part of the world, we don't speak we are not vulnerable. We don't even have vulnerable friendships. Everyone is pretending, your hair is tight, your edges are well laid, you come out smiling, but everything is not fine. Your emotions are in a mess. Your emotions, you're not happy. We don't have people to talk to. We don't have support groups. People are not even comfortable, speaking to support groups, going to support groups, going to therapists, going to see counselors, going to see psychologists to help them. We need to start doing that. It doesn't take anything from you. It's not I know that maybe people might have the stigma and all of that, but do you care what people say? We shouldn't be in an era of caring what anyone says anymore. It's about you. It's about yourself. It's about your care. You don't want to die early. I don't think you want to die. Like I said, I'm 40 this year and I want to live a very long life. So I am prioritizing myself, right? So it is about time. We are bold and audacious in asking for help, in admitting that we are not emotionally, we need support, right? So companies should be deliberate in destigmatizing this mental health, and just creating that enabling culture, for supporting the employees. You can provide hybrid, flexible working. There's so many options that you can provide. For us, we recently, like I said, this year, I had to sit with management and let them know that, look, we have to take the well-being serious. We have to prioritize it. So we started, we use our HMO. I'm sorry, a lot of organizations will have HMO. So we use our HMO, and the HMO has another one on hypertension. And after the mental health session, the feedback we got from employees was amazing. The feedback on how the mental health session helped them, what connections where can they go, who can they speak to us and all of that. So so people really need help and we need to help them. We don't add to people's pain. If you don't have anything nice to say, you can keep quiet. If you don't have anything kind to say, just say nothing, right? It's an era for how to bridle our tongue. So people ask people, why are you not married? It's very prevalent here. You've been married, how many, you're not pregnant? Let's stop talking like that. In the workplace, in our families, let's talk. People are going through a lot. Just talk. Let's be cautious of how we speak, of how we communicate, right? Then purpose-driven well-being. What's your purpose? In the chat room, if anyone can drop their purpose. Mine is to empower people, build them up, develop them, develop organizations, humanize workplaces, drive strategies through people, mentally stable people, productive people. So you can drop your purpose. If you know your purpose, you can drop that in the chat box as well. Let's just know that we should be purpose-driven. We're not just here to take up space. We are not a data on a spreadsheet. We are human beings. And you can see it is human beings, it's not human doings. It's human beings. You become. You have to become. You have to evolve. You have to change. You have to develop yourself, right? You have to become a better person. So if maybe some years back you were rude, you have to stop being rude. If some years back you were maybe introverted, and there are times that you just need to come out of your shell. So we have to evolve and change. Change is constant. Change is very constant. So we have to evolve. So drop your purpose in the chats as well. But right now, mostly the millennials, Gen Zs are looking for purpose-driven. So organizations, if you are struggling with recruitment, identify a purpose. Identify a purpose. Your purpose is not just to make profits. Profit is great. Generating revenue, making sales, profitability, everything is great. But what's your purpose as an organization? for my company, we are very, very passionate about building a positive work culture. Positive work culture. That's the purpose. And also, like I said, providing solar energy to those in the rural areas. So it's a purpose-driven organization. So in the workplace, you can be a top salesman. And if you're a bully or you are toxic, you're going to speak to me. Yeah. You're a manager, you can't bully your in my organization. So we need to transition now as organizations into that type of era, purpose-driven. You can't bully people. You can't be negative. You can't break people. No. So positive communication, positive work culture. You can't work with me and have an attitude. You can't. Before you will change. You can't work and be lazy, you will change. So we are very passionate about building and transforming people and changing their lives. It's very important, purpose-driven. Employees desire to work for organizations whose values align with their values. Now one of my values, employee well-being. I have to work in an organization that is taking my well-being serious. We just have to align. We just have to align. So if I'm focused on well-being and I'm working in a place whereby I have to work this with so much stress, the environment is not conducive, we are not aligned. I cannot be productive. It doesn't mean I'm a poor performer. It doesn't mean I'm a poor performer. It just means I'm in the wrong environment. There's so many people we've labeled as poor performers, and they're just in the wrong environment. You can't expect a fish to fly. You can't. They're just in the wrong environment, right? So you cultivate your environment. You cultivate your environment. So that's also very vital, that purpose-driven well-being. So I don't know if you can take this test. It'll be interesting for us to take this. Sorry. Take this test, is not possible. I'm trying to see if I can copy the link. Okay, maybe I'll drop it. I'll try and drop it in the chats after the session. You should be able to copy it. Anyway, it's a very powerful test. You can also check it online, but I'll see if I can drop it in the chat box. It shows the holistic well-being, of what you score. So you just score yourself. You just take the test and score yourself on your health, finances, family, love, relationship. You can score yourself on that. I don't know why it's not clicking.
I've dropped it on the group.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I couldn't cooperate. Thank you, sir. All right. So business case for employee well-being as HR leaders. How do you speak? How do you pitch to management? It's not, especially in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you can see it here. On average, Nigerians spend 1/3 of their days, Monday to Friday, at the office. Sedentary at the desk, waking up, sleeping, waking up 4 a.m., 1 p.m., they are slept, they have children to take care of. I grew up with a career mom. She was a banker, and growing up, I never saw my, by the time I wake up, she's gone. By the time she comes back, we are sleeping. So we never really had that relationship. We really struggled in our relationship. She didn't know us. We didn't know her. She was very, very busy. She was very top profile, branch manager, highly driven, very passionate about her work, very hardworking. Myself and my brothers, we got our drive from her, but we didn't really get to know her that well. and affected our relationship. So for me, just seeing that also, yes, thankfully we adjusted, after she got retired and we were able to spend time together. But, for me, I really want to start. There's a tendency also for me to have that type of personality, high profile, high driven, working 24/7. So I guess, I need to also tame on that so I can spend time with family, be there for my kids, bring them up well, to be powerful citizens and that will impact our society. So in Nigeria, we have people working and spending time in traffic. So people are spending 8 hours, 4 hours to 4 hours full in traffic every day. We have high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, stroke. People are falling down, people are dying. We are hearing of deaths all over. I've seen how many in just this month. I've seen how many deaths in the just 40s, 41, 42, 43, right? I've seen all of that. Like productivity is low. People are calling in sick. Some organizations don't even have HMO. Some are not even. So it's time for us to really, now with this forced subsidy. Can we do about this? The solution is to start inculcating wellness programs into the workplace. If you were not doing it before, as an HR, you pitch to your management, you get data-driven, send out surveys, get data-driven numbers, have a meeting with your management and speak to them about what is going on. In Nigeria, speak to them about it, show them the data, build relationships with your employees, be empathetic, right? This is not the time to be punishing people for coming late. Not the time. This is the time to be championing flexible working, hybrid working. My CEO is American, so maybe that really helps me as well, because I'm very even strategic in the organization I choose, right? So it came to Nigeria in March, and he saw that I was waking up 5 a.m. My office, I stay in Yaba, my office is in Surulere. I still wake up 5 a.m. because there's road construction. I can't just pass, there's everywhere is blocked. Traffic at 5 a.m., 6 there's traffic. So he saw you wake up 5, you're still in the office, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. at times. And it was like, Tolu, we need to do something about this. We need to do something about it. And next thing, we came up with a flexible working policy and implemented. We already have hybrid. We already have a hybrid environment. We work 2 days and 3 days in the office, 2 days from home. We already have hybrid. He saw that he knows we already have hybrid, yet he still suggested that we have flexible working. So you come at 7, you close by 3 o'clock or 3:30 max. Max. That's, a leader, a business leader that is aligned with employee well-being. I'm an HR person that is aligned with employee well-being, right? So we need to, okay, we use OKRs. OKRs in your objectives, HRs. You can put wellness strategies, wellness initiatives in your objectives every quarter, depending on how you assess your performance. You put objectives of wellness strategies, wellness objectives. As a business leader, you can give a wellness objective to your HR team to deliver in a particular quarter. That's how we, adopt employee well-being in organizations. That's how it is driven in organizations. And you measure it. You measure the impact, right? You make a business case for that. There was a time, the company I'm in, now I'm talking about my company now. I know how we started. It's a startup company. There was a lot of work. There was just a lot of work. I was working till 9 p.m., 10. I'll have to travel to Imo State, Anambra, and be doing payroll. It was a lot of work. But now we are evolving to, we are going with, COVID happened, remote work happened. We are evolving. You can't be stuck. You can't be stagnant as an organization. You have to evolve with the times, or you lose your best people. You lose your talents. We're talking about talents now, top talents. There are employees and their talents. There are some employees that you just want to, it's just even good. But there are employees, there are talents that you want to retain. You don't want them to go. Anything to keep them, but they're driving your organization. So, you evolve. Give yourself targets. Give yourself objectives every quarter, every month, and assess it. We're going to talk about that. So because of time, positive impact of employee well-being on business outcomes. These are some statistics, research findings and case studies. The World improved productivity is confirmed by the World Health Organization that depression, anxiety disorders, companies are losing $1 trillion, global economy losing $1 trillion per year to lost productivity because of depression and anxiety. Gallup says highly engaged teams show 21% higher productivity levels. Positive impact of having employee well-being strategies in your business, your organization. Reduce absenteeism and presenteeism. You don't want to come to the office. You don't want to chase them. You don't have to look for. They want to call. No one is calling in sick. They are strong. They are excited. They are happy. They come to work. We are all happy. We are singing. We are dancing. They're not afraid of HR. Don't do. Everybody is the same. We're on the same level. Yes, I know that there are times that people can want to misbehave. There are times that people, we are on remote work. You send a message to this employee, they are not responding. So you have your disciplinary policies and you take action. You are kind but firm, right? So there's no excuse. You take your actions. If people are misbehaving, you sanction, you discipline them. But yet create that environment, that conducive environment, that positive environment for them to thrive. Okay, you see that your people, you are begging them to go. In my organization, I'm going to 5 years in my present company. 5 years. 5 years. We have people that have stayed 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years in my organization. They don't want to go. So a manager told me, Tolu, I had a 360 review with him. He said, Tolu, I'm in Ulu because I have peace of mind. We are not perfect. We don't have everything. But he said, I have peace of mind. It means if you sleep well at night, right? So it's time for business organizations, leaders, individuals to start thinking of our health. It's so important. I want to live long, and I'm very deliberate about that this year. Lower turnover, you have lower turnover, lower recruitment cost, because you have people leaving. It's going to cost you a lot to replace them. If you have a staff that left on a salary of $250,000, now, first subsidy has been removed. To replace that employee, you're going to pay nothing less than $500. So what they'll be asking. So the employee that you were paying $250,000, maybe they were not being treated well, they were not being recognized, you were not supporting their growth, their well-being, their mental health. They leave. You want to replace that same profile, you'll be paying double. You'll be paying double, right? So it's the Society for Human Resource Management estimates that replacing an employee can cost anywhere from 90% to 200% of their annual salary. So it's a wise strategy for business leaders, and HR leaders should push on employee well-being. Hopefully after this session, we are going to, Q3 is in July, in how many weeks' time? You have an employee well-being objective for your HR, if you're a business leader, for your HR. If you're an HR leader for your team, you have an objective for employee well-being. And if you're an employee, you have a goal, a personal goal for yourself to focus on your well-being. Okay. Enhance employee engagement and satisfaction. People are happy. According to the Employee Happiness Index, organizations with high employee happiness scores experience of 50% reduction in turnover rates. People are happy to come to work. When it's Monday, they're excited to come to work. I'm excited to come to work because I know if I get to work early, by 3 o'clock, I'm back in my house. I can sleep, then wake up by 8 and do whatever I need to do again and sleep again. So you're happy. You want to stay there. Improve customer satisfaction. Every business is about performance, revenue. We want to make sales. We want to make money. Take care of your people. Business leaders, take care of your people. You can't do the work alone. You have to take care of your staff, right? Your staff will take care of your customers. You record customer satisfaction and loyalty if your people are happy, right? Research conducted by Temkin Group show that companies that excel in customer experience have 1.5 times as many engaged employees as companies with poor customer experience. You don't want to have a customer service that is unhappy and you don't be talking to the customer like, yeah, okay, all right. You're not happy. So, research, it shows that employee well-being is not something, it's not just, what's well-being? Is it not, we have to focus on revenue, focus on profitability. You have to, yes, you focus on that, but this is the foundation. There was the TEDx talk I was watching, and this man is a consultant, and organizations were coming to meet him to help them. They are struggling, they're not hitting their target, their performance targets, they're not hitting profitability, and they're wondering what is going on. And from investigations, from doing some focus groups and some surveys, the TEDx consultant found out the one reason why the organization was struggling was because of gossip. It's something big. Oh, our marketing campaign is not so aligned to our sales funnel. Speak big English. So it was gossip. That was the problem of the organization. Gossip. Staff, backbiting, gossiping was why they were struggling. Gossip. So these are little things that you think they are little that are eating deep into your revenue, eating deep into your profitability. Lack of integrity, character issues, attitudinal problems, behavioral problems. We don't address it enough in the workplace. We don't address it enough. So the things are eating into your target and your revenue and your profitability as business leaders. So there are things we need to look into. So implementing, and how do you implement this strategy? All this, we'll be talking about employee well-being, How do I now do it? First of all, you need to conduct surveys to know what areas you need to improve. You can't just randomly just sit down and just think of something new. You need to conduct surveys. In my organization, we use an application, Lattice is a global application for engagement. So we have engagement surveys constantly. During my meetings with my CEO is constantly checking the engagement surveys. Is that particular about engagement? Is that particular about well-being? Oh, Tolu, why is the psychological safety low? Why is the motivation low? Oh, we're not scoring well on this. How can we improve it? Those are the questions we discuss. So conduct surveys. So around that, when you conduct surveys, you get feedback. You are able to then develop well-being initiatives that are tailored to the specific needs of the employees. And again, some organizations, you have employees from different demographics. You have, people in their 40s like myself. We have people in their 20s. What they are looking for is different. Some people are looking for higher pay. Some people are looking for flexibility. Some are looking for transport. Whatever it is, you need to do a survey that informs you on the well-being initiatives you implement. Partner with external organizations. We partner with our HMO to help us just give health and wellness talks, to our employees. That also helps them address your workplace culture. If you have a workplace culture, if you can do a survey to find out if your workplace culture is toxic, this is not the time to have a toxic workplace culture. Please fix it. We need to fix it. We need to fix our culture. I've had people I want to recruit, and the first question they're asking me, what is the culture like? So you can't complain you're not able to hire new employees. No one wants now to work in a place that is toxic. I'm sure you yourself, you don't want to work in a place. As a business leader, you don't want to work in you don't want to have a toxic organization. You don't want to work in a toxic organization. You don't want to be around toxic people. As an HR leader, you don't want to have an environment of toxicity. And as employees, so work on your, if nobody is perfect, we can always transition. So if you started with toxic, you can move to positive workplace culture, but work on it. Some people are not sick. They just don't want to come to work because of the environment. They're not sick. No, nothing, they are very fine. Some can't talk to their managers. Managers are like gods. It's something I don't understand. I don't understand it. Right? Even if you feel, I don't want to be too, so that my employee will not take me for granted, so I don't feel disrespected. There are actions you can take if an employee misbehaves. There are laid down disciplinary steps that can be taken. But at the end of the day, you have to create an enabling environment for your team, for your staff, an enabling environment. Invest in trainings and also develop your managers. Let them be empathetic. Train them. Currently, we are doing 360 feedback on our managers, develop them. Some are coming from toxic work environment, and they bring it to your positive work environment. And so you need to, as HR, you need to put a hand down on it. So let them be empathetic and be helpful to other people. So measure, and review your initiatives. You have to measure them. You have to have policies. Let your policies be people-oriented, people-centered. Let them be supportive of well-being. Create policy and procedure that are the foundation for your strategy. So let's ensure you have people-oriented policies. I think I'm fast spent. So employee well-being champion, that is my company, Ulu. We foster a positive workplace to drive business growth. We have daily staff lunch, not just twice every day, Monday to Friday, there's a staff lunch. We have flexible work environment. We have hybrid work environment. We have health and wellness programs. We celebrate our employees by public praises. If you have an issue with an employee, you don't keep it in, you speak to the person in a polite manner, sort it out and move on. So not keeping grudges, not being negative, so that's Ulu, that's my organization. Then Google is also renowned for comprehensive approach to employee well-being. They offer numerous programs such as flexible work environments, on-site healthcare services, healthy food options, and mindfulness training. And we have Microsoft as well. They offer gyms, on-site gyms, fitness classes. We want to work for organizations like this, unless you're not, your personal value doesn't have to do with well-being, then maybe you're not supposed to be here. But if your personal, goal is to take care of yourself and to be more mindful, these are some organizations you can aspire to work for. Flexible work arrangement, hybrid work arrangement that can support that. So you can evaluate, measure the impact of your well-being strategy, ensure you constantly make data-driven decisions. Employee well-being is just not a spur of the moment reactive approach, is strategic, data-driven decisions. When the first subsidy came up, I immediately did a cost of living survey, sent it to employees, got their feedback. You carry your employees along in your initiative. Don't just come up with something. The fitness, you saw my team with the fitness programs. I wasn't, because I don't go to the gym. I was at their back. When all of them were doing fitness with their gym, I didn't have gym outfits. What was I doing? So I guess I have to start getting the gym outfit and all of that. But you just have to get initiatives that everyone can support and management can buy into. And right now, organizations are cutting costs. Business operations is quite, so that there are initiatives that they're not really financially extensive that you can implement. So conduct surveys, measure absenteeism and sick leave, number of sick leave, measure employee engagement and productivity, turnover retention rates. We use Lattice. We use Lattice to do these measurements. We have pulse surveys that are sent out regular. So we use Lattice. You can use your Google form, you can design a Google form to get all this data, that can help you. Healthcare cost savings. We also get utilization information from our healthcare provider to see obviously there's privacy of our staff, but just to see how people are using the HMO, are they frequent? Because we don't really have that instead of I'm going to be sick. So you can use all that to measure. And also financial metrics, how is the revenue been like since you implemented this strategy? So as HR, you have to be conversant with maybe with the finance team, or your CEO, ask intelligent questions, business questions. You're also an HR business partner. As much as you're an employee champion, you're also an HR business partner. So, you're bringing up strategies that are also beneficial to both. I know it's not the easiest, right? But you have to, just be fair to both the management, the business, and the employees as well. So just ensure that all of these are aligned, and you regularly review and analyze this data. You can use surveys, like I said, surveys and questionnaires to analyze data. Focus groups, you can have focus groups of 8 to 10 people. For instance, now some people are employers are saying they want companies' products at a subsidized rate. How can we go about this? You can have a focus group, interview your employees, speak to them. We also do skip level sessions. We speak to employees using skip level sessions, get your health and wellness data from your HMO provider. We also get that you can use some HIRS applications that can help you, or Google form. Organizational metrics can also be used. Employee engagement scores, you measure that. Turnover rates, absentees, and just like I said, is your performance. If, like I said, this is part of your values, because it might not be. So some people are not very focused on employee well-being. It's not a priority for them, right? But if it's a priority for you as an HR leader, as an employee, and as a business leader, ongoing monitoring and evaluation is constantly in your OKRs and your KPIs, constantly. Every quarter, you're measuring it, right? So you can do that. Challenges of implementing employee well-being in Nigeria: poor working conditions. That's, we have some organizations that are poorly lit. They have poorly lit environments, poor ventilation, leads to mental and physical fatigue. So organizations should ensure that we have proper infrastructure, equipment, air conditioning, ergonomic furniture. Some of the challenges also poor communication and feedback. You have meetings with your managers, you're not able to talk, you're not able to give feedback. There's no culture of communication or feedback in the organization. That's not a healthy working environment. Ensure that employees have a voice, right? Ensure they have a voice. Listen to them. You want to take a step and just listen to them, get their feedback, conduct surveys, carry them along. That will also help, right? But these are things that affect well-being in Nigeria. Poor working conditions, poor communication and feedback, lack of work-life balance. People are spending 8 hours on the road. Companies might refuse to give remote work. People are, just struggling. It's working long hours. They come early, they're leaving late, and they go back home. They get back home, there's no lights, and they have children. Mommy, I want to eat. It's just a lot. And you're meant to be productive and sell. What's the target that they give people? You go and sell 150 billion. We'll give you one target that's, I don't understand the target, right? So let's just, these are that things. So ensure that we have flexible working environment, hybrid working. Let your staff go on vacation. It won't cost you as a manager, let them rest. Let them take their leaves. Let them go on vacation. Sometimes you force them to go. Some don't want to go. Yeah, it's time to go. Yeah, take 1 day, 2 days, or 5 days. Push them, encourage them, motivate them to go on their leave, take their vacation, have work-life balance. Don't be messaging them during the weekends. And during the dining, and their party, they are trying to eat more meat that is tough. They are checking their phone, checking their email. Let's Lack of employee engagement. People are not engaged. A lot of people are disconnected in Nigeria from their workplaces, from where they are working. They're not happy. They're not motivated. They're not productive. Ensure you carry them along. Put them through. You want to make a decision. Take them through the decision-making process. Give them training and development opportunity. They are free course. You can go online and learn a course free. If you don't have the budget for training and development, go online. Even is more how much Udemy, Coursera, Allison. I have a 300 level that is working with me in HR department. I know that Allison, fundamentals of HR. She's doing CWES. Fundamentals of HR. Learn. Create a culture of transparency. Be transparent about what is going on financially. That call, let's start I know it is not going to be the easiest. I understand it is gradual, but start it. Start it, drive it, and be audacious about it. For benefits and rewards, our compensation, sometimes the salaries, that when we see job adverts and see the salaries they're asking for people with 5 years experience, it's not very rewarding. It's not very rewarding. Let's offer good incentives, salaries, healthcare, as much as we can. We also, like I said, we understand the businesses are also having their own fair share. They're feeling it as well, but they're just literally 2 ways. If we can't offer salaries like that, you can public praise. There are some things you can offer. Just say thank you, well done, I appreciate you. So it doesn't cost you. It doesn't cost you to say something nice, so that it removes all these feelings of resentment and frustrations from your staff. So employee well-being is critical to any business success. In Nigeria, with a focus on Nigeria, we have to start creating a healthy and productive work environment. People will be happy to come to do anything. They'll go the extra mile when they feel recognized. You can just give a public praise to them, right? You don't have to spend so much on some initiatives, just little. So I'll just end with this. Some values that organizations should have. So as a business leader, if you're a business leader here, an HR leader here, even as as an employee here, autonomy, let your staff, stop micromanaging them, let them work without, trust them. Even for me, it's something I really struggle with delegating. I struggle with that because I tend to have these perfectionist tendencies. Like I said, I'm on a well-being journey, so I'm also working on myself. So I tend to have these perfectionist tendencies, wanting things. But I said, let them make mistakes. Let them be, just leave them. It saves you time to do something else. Let them fall, and you just support them. Just be there to support them. Relationship building, connect with people, at least those that you have the right mindset, have a meaning. What are your values? What's the value of the organization? Is it aligning? Life is more than just like coming to pay bills and die. Life is beyond that. Having a purpose, your life drives you. This is my purpose. I'm doing my purpose. I'm excited to be here. Have a sense of belonging. Create a sense of belonging in the environment. Don't pitch one person against the other, those type of things. Let them feel that, there's a team, we are a team together, we are collaborating, we support each other, no one is better than other, no department is better than another department, no employee is better than another employee, we are here together. Make them feel part of the company. They are not a data on a spreadsheet. They are human beings. Your employees are human beings. Right? Support their well-being, their mental health, physical health. Let them have health checks. HMO can come. We can have some blood pressure checks, mammograms. You can do all of that in the workplace. Be compassionate. Be kind. People are going through a lot. Be kind. Be supportive. Right? Let them be able to think outside of the box. Let them be able to be creative. Empower them. Not every time you as the leader or the manager should be in the forefront. If you empower your team member, it's not going to take away your title. Let them also present. Let them present. Let them design something. It's not you every time. You are the leader, we know, and we appreciate you. But also develop and empower them. Ensure they have opportunities to grow, to learn, to progress. Let them learn different skills. It's data analysis, it's Excel. Give them that opportunity to just get a course and sign them up. Sign them up. You can also take them to the spa. Your team can, yourself, as a leader, as a man, you can just take them to the spa, massage their body, let them feel that stress coming out of their system. So it's very, very important for us to have these values as an organization, and personally, as HR leaders and business leaders, to enhance. Well, we need it so much more now. And, all over the world, it might get tougher. So we really have to be strong. We have to be resilient, and I know that, we'll make it through. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for joining. It's time for questions. If you have any questions. Okay, you can raise up your hands if you have any questions. Okay, so we have HR Emmanuel here. Okay, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. It's indeed a wonderful one. I really appreciate you for it. But I was really just following you closely to get details of what you're saying. Well, for me, where I am presently as the HR manager, the situation here in a way is that I'm focused on staff well-being as well, but I discovered that from all what you've been saying, because I have an edge and she's a lady, and most of the time, even if I say, oh, this thing does not require query, or this thing does not, trying to get the feeling of the staff, he will tell me, you're compromising. You're compromising. That's our word. You're compromising. Like, it's not everything is an hospitality setting. It's not everything we subcharge them or we tell them, okay, because they come late, just as you said, lateness and all of that. And sometimes, even based on what is happening recently, it could be the traffic and all of that. But my question is, how do we, because sometimes as HR, personnel or manager, or sometimes the final say of all of this thing, even when you try to make it soft, because the well-being for me, on what I've gotten from what you said, is we trying to make most of our decisions soft on them, not too hard, so that we can also make them feel as if, okay, they are part of the system and all of that. So when you're trying to do such, which I do, and the boss or the number one, or of course, the person leading the team is saying you are compromising, you are not doing it up to standard, they will maybe take advantage of you. And also another side of it is that she always feel like I'm trying to be at the people favor, so that they will like me, so that she as the manager, they won't like her. So I'm saying that so that they can like me more. No, I just feel that. So my question goes to, when you find yourself in such a situation, how do you handle? How do you go? Because it's interesting to me to always make these people have, a good stay, a good well-being, and it's what I push forward so much. But these are the challenges I face. Then my number two is that the company we work for, I would like to some of the products, because I have people who devour. This is my first time of hearing the name and also the business into solar, solar distribution to the city. So I would like to, so that we can have people who would like to probably purchase or buy the product. Although after this lecture, I plan to go online and search more about it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you. That's a great question. I know I mentioned that as HR, we also need help. I know it's not really easiest to drive change, especially, obviously, HR is very, very important that HR and the management team needs to align. It's very key. It's very, very important. One of the first things I did because like you saw my profile, I had my master's in the UK. So I came back to Nigeria and I was very deliberate about organizations I worked in. I didn't just apply anywhere, right? I was deliberate about the leadership because someone has said, Mrs. Tolu is very blunt. Yeah. So I was very deliberate about the type of organizations I needed to work for. I knew my values. I know who I am. Like I said, I'm 40, so I'm not a child. So I was very deliberate. So it was very helpful for me to work with the management team that aligned with my own mindset and values as well. So for a situation whereby even my company, Ulu, we didn't start like this. Like I said, it's a company based in Dakar that came to Nigeria in 2018 and it was a startup, and we were working. There was no well-being. Because we had to start up. How startup is, you're doing accounts, you're doing everything, you're everywhere, right? But because for me as HR, as much as I can be, I like to be kind, right? And well-being and all of that, I'm also firm. So it's balancing that two. It is a big skill. There's a way to be tough, right? And also empathetic. So right now, I am saying, we are saying there's hybrid work, there's remote work. We use Slack. I expect you as an employee to be on Slack online during the work hours. You can't tell me that because you are working from home, you're not active on Slack. It's unacceptable. You are going to receive a query. Do you understand? You're going to receive a query. We've offered you online. If you don't give me a good reason why you're not available on Slack, because we are giving you 2 days to work from home, then I don't understand what the problem is. So there's a place of you saying, yes, you want to be kind, but disciplined. You're going to implement your disciplinary policies and let your leader, your CEO, MD also see that when it comes to taking disciplinary measures, you don't hesitate, you don't shy away from taking tough decisions, right? So you need to, and again, it takes time. It takes time to get the buy-in. For me, I know there was a time we couldn't, like I said, we couldn't get remote work at a particular time. I did not stop. I did not. I'll come in, you have your data. Have your data, do your research, find out from employees, check what's the productivity levels, meet with your managers, have your data, go back and over and over. I know how long it took us to implement staff lunch Monday to Friday. I'm speaking about it now. It was not easy. Like I said, I've been in this company going to 5 years, so it didn't start off easy. So don't give up. Don't give up. Keep on, but just create that balance between a people-centered and a business partner. Create that balance. Okay, I don't know if that helps, and keep on, keep moving with your MD or CEO about your initiatives. Because of time, I don't know if that helps.
Any more questions, comments, or contributions? Thank you so much, Ma, for that excellent presentation. Let's also see if there is any question or comment in the chat box we may want to highlight.
There's a lot. I'm just going through. There's a lot of wow, lot of engagements. This is so good, so good, so good. Oh, great stuff. I'm just trying to see. Someone said, I like money too. Credit alert makes me better. Trying to check for questions.
Yeah. Bernadette here is saying some managers don't carry the HR along, or some management. They take decisions and inform the HR, the HR has to face the staff by informing them about the decision which has already been taken by the management. And someone said the HR has been sidelined.
I know, and you have to address it. You have to, as HR, it's not an easy job. When I was studying my master's in HR, they didn't tell me what to be like this. I was scoring A's. I came out with a 2-1. I was feeling fly with myself. They didn't tell me it was this tough. I was informed. I wanted to run away. I said, no, I'm not doing HR again. So you have to be, it has happened to me. There several times my MD, I spoke to him about it in a respectful manner. I'm very respectful, but I'll communicate because it's better than, keeping things I don't like to keep things in my chest. I like to get things off and we move on. So there was a time we had a conversation with one of my MDs, not this present company, another company. And I told him that I don't have any authority. I don't feel, and there's a way you put it. You say, I don't feel, not you've taken power from me or you've taken authority from me. You just say, I don't feel good when, I'm not able to contribute, or you take some decisions without HR's consultation. And then I give him reasons why this can backfire. I remember that there was a case recently. I had to speak to the manager about it, and I'm like, you didn't carry HR along. Please, next time, it will be appreciated if when taking or whatever is going on, you carry us along. And he apologized. But just communicate in a respectful manner how you feel, not what they did. So there's a way in communicating how you feel, not, oh, you did not carry me along. No, I don't feel empowered when you take decisions without the consultation of HR. I'll appreciate it if next time going forward, HR is involved in the decision-making process. Thank you. And next thing I always ask, so how is your wife doing today? Next thing I just move it, I just throw it to, and how is your baby all right? So they cannot even be offended. They can't be offended, So yes, I hope that helps, but just let them know how you feel and, just move on.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be taking the last question so that we can call it a wrap in the interest of work-life balance and work-life integration. Unisola says here, please, you talked about changing culture. How do you change culture? 3 question marks. Implementing a culture change intervention, ... Where do I start?
Oh, I'm with you, my sister. It's not easy to change culture. So you're not alone. I don't want us as HR to, if for me, like I said, I've been 9 years in HR. I know what I've been through. If I share my stories, oh, wow. You say, Tolu, you tried. So first of all, you as a person, what do you stand for? Like for me, they know me in my organization as the emotional intelligence expert, right? So initially when we started, everything was toxic. We were in so many states. Working with salespeople, it can be tough. So we're all over, and everything. There were a lot of conflict and everything. And I just knew that I need to transfer this knowledge of emotional intelligence to everybody. And I had, I spoke to the management team that we need to solve this problem. This is a problem that is affecting us, affecting customers. We need to solve it. And we did, presentations on emotional intelligence, how to speak, how to communicate, and all of that. And I started traveling to different states to facilitate emotional intelligence. And if I have a manager, a regional manager, any manager that is not acting, I call that manager into a meeting. And we say, that's not the culture we're trying to build. Also, HR you can't change culture without the support of your MD or your CEO. They should be the #1 culture embodiment of what you want to change. So you need the buy-in of your CEO or your MD. You need the buy-in of your, CEO or MD to change culture. You can't do it alone. You can't. That's so get the buy-in of management team. Get the buy-in, and gradually give yourself time. Once you get buy-in of the management, give yourself time. If gradually people will start changing. Like I went around, okay, start giving everybody, people were not used to giving people public praises or saying something kind. I'll go with a smile. How are you doing today? Oh, have you said something lovely to someone today? So you have to embody culture as HR, and your management team have to embody culture. So it's tough work, but you can do it step by step, but know what you want to change. What it is. Like for me, it was emotional intelligence. I just needed to have emotionally intelligent staff. That was very important. So just know what you want to change, and yes, you'll be fine. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Okay. So someone pointed our attention to a question that is begging for response. And the question is from Patience. And she says, I am having a problem with employee engagement at the moment. I came in as an HR when performance was really low. Staff hardly take their task seriously, and I've been trying to put structure in place, appraisals, sanctions, and so on and so forth. But now the staff keep accusing me of not considering their welfare. Please, Tolulope, what can I do?
Have a town hall meeting. Have a town hall meeting with your staff. Hear them out. Hear them out. Have a town hall meeting, and if you can, if the action points are things you can implement, because like you say, at times you are taking some initiatives that are not beneficial to your employees. That's a waste. That's just a waste of. So hear them out. Hopefully, when it comes to the welfare, hopefully there are things that you can. I don't know what sort of welfare they're talking about, but hear them out. Have a town hall meeting with them. That was the first thing I did when I had a town. It was a lot. I had people, but have a town hall meeting with them and listen to them and see how you can implement some of the things they desire or they're complaining about. Wish you all the best. We'll have a town hall meeting, yes.
Okay. On this note, we'd like to once again sincerely appreciate, celebrate Tolulope Elutilo. Thank you so much. You have generously, out of your largeness of heart and out of depth of experience, shared with us quality insights, tips, strategies, techniques, and approach to take our service delivery as HR practitioners and professionals to the next level. Subsidy has been removed, but your kindness has even, surpassed expectations. We will come back again. You'll be back soon. Please take note of that. Please, if you'd like Tolulope to come back, quickly show us some love via all the kind of emojis and emoticons you can muster. I will also enable everyone to unmute and say thank you, thank you, thank you. You can unmute now and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Say something.
Thank you, Tolu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tolu.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
It was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Tolu.
Tolu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you
For having me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm honored. Thank you to the management of the HR mentorship, Mr. Oluyemi Adeosho, and all the other admins and ESCOs. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed myself.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.